What's up, everybody? A few things to talk about today. Um, First thing is whether or not you're a college basketball fan or not, if college football is your favorite sport, or pro football, or pro baseball, or whatever, uh, one of the greatest coaches to ever live, uh, we lost last night. John Wooden, 99 years old, passed away with his family at his side of natural causes last night. He was a great coach, 10 national championships, and led UCLA to be the program that it was. And along with James Naismith, he's one of the basically founders of college basketball. So I think many people can appreciate the work that he's done, and not just on the basketball court. He taught his players how to live as men. Uh, I've heard stories of practices where the first thing he would ever teach them is how to put on their socks, and so they wouldn't get blisters on their feet and they could play the entire game. And I know that under him, all the players had to have good grades, and they said no profanity and all the things like that. I never got to see him coach because I was only born in '89, so I think the last year, I don't know when the last year he coached was, but still, he's just a great coach, and it was a sad day to see him leave, but he lived a long life, and it was a full life. I mean, he experienced some great accomplishments in that life, and all the while he was humble about it, very humble about it. He never wanted to talk about his national championships. So I don't really know how to move along from that, but I guess I'll just pause, and you guys can pause with me for a minute too, and then I'll move into my next topic. So I'll pause for about 30 seconds or so. So John Wooden died yesterday, 99. So now I'll move on to my next topic, the Texas Rangers. Uh, Yesterday, got the win against Tampa Bay, 9-6. Uh, Down 4-0, but bats came alive, and after we got the lead, we didn't look back. And today, I'm looking forward to it because Tommy Hunter's coming back for the first time this season, while Derek Holland rests for a little bit with his injury. And he's going against James Shields, so we'll see how Tommy Hunter does in his first debut of this season. I mean, he was very impressive last year for a little while. So far, the Rangers looking good in June. Only lost one game out of five, or one, two, three, four. Yeah, only one game out of four. Yeah, only one game out of four. Almost swept the White Sox, but didn't quite do it. But hopefully they can get the win today, get the series win, and then go for the sweep tomorrow against the Rays. Hopefully Nelson Cruz will come back and stay healthy, man. That's the second time he's been on the DL with that hamstring. I don't know what's going down, but hopefully he can come back and stay healthy for the rest of the season, because that lineup's deadly with we got Michael Young, Vlad, Nelson Cruz, and then Josh Hamilton. That's just crazy right there. So that's about all I want to mention about the Rangers. We got about 5 minutes on this already. Next thing I want to talk about is Oklahoma State. I picked up a Phil Steele's College Football Magazine. I haven't read it yet. Plan to read it eventually, but I've heard that he doesn't have very nice things to say about Oklahoma State, and saying that we're going to finish with a losing record and second to last or last in the Big 12 South. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I can understand being behind Texas, being behind Oklahoma, but and well, maybe even Texas A&M, but Texas Tech, who is basically replacing their entire coaching staff. And I mean, we all saw how Brandon Weeden did. I mean, granted, it was against Colorado, but now he's having a whole year preseason to prepare, and he's like 26 or whatever years old. I mean, they're saying we lost so much talent. Des Bryant doesn't really count because he didn't even play but 3 games for us this whole last year. So if they're looking at that from last year's roster and just strictly going down the roster and counting Des Bryant as one of our losses, it's not really a loss because we had to play an entire season basically without him. I mean, some people might be disregarding that. I don't know. But it's still a little early for me to talk about that. I'll probably talk more about Big 12 predictions or whatever in July or early August. But I did want to talk about expansion. I haven't really paid attention to it because I know even if anything goes down, it's not going to take effect until a few years down the road. I actually sat down and read an article yesterday about the whole thing, about the Big 12 going to the Pac-10. I've heard Big 12, some teams going to the SEC. The only thing, I mean, no one really knows what's going to happen. It all depends on Missouri, Nebraska, and Texas. The Big 12 will stay, obviously, if Missouri and Nebraska and Texas don't leave. But if one of them leaves, then it'll cause the other 2 to start leaving, and then everyone's going to leave. I mean, what happens is when Texas leaves, Texas Tech and Texas A&M leaves because of the state politic thing, and then Oklahoma leaves with Texas because of that rivalry. They don't want to mess that up. And then Oklahoma State leaves with Oklahoma because of the politic thing as well. So that's 5 teams that have to go together: Texas, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. And so they've said they might go to the SEC, they've said they might go to the Pac-10, or they might stay in the Big 12. For me, honestly, I would either like it to stay in the Big 12 or go to the Pac-10. I mean, the SEC, no doubt, is the best college football conference. And Oklahoma State would not even get close to making a bowl. We would have to play the same teams that we usually play: Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma. But then we'd have to play Arkansas, Ole Miss, LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, all them. And I got 30 minutes left, or 30 seconds left, so I'm just going to wrap it up. But anyways, Pac-10 would be so much better because for all sports, for Oklahoma State, just because of it would be easier for us to actually win something. I mean, I don't want to say, oh, let's take the easy route, and I'm just going to make another video. Hold on.